Some media houses are reporting that the U.S. government has gained access to the cell phone conversations of those in the Bahamas and have kept the recordings. Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis told reporters that before the government can act on this matter, they must first investigate whether or not the claims are true.
It's trying to understand why they will be doing things of that nature, and then once we understand that, then we might be able to move the next stage.
What right would they have?
Right.
Yeah, what right would they have to listen in on our conversation?
I don't think anyone has a right to listen in anybody's conversation,
So what they're
unless
doing is
unless
are actions a breach to our national security?
But let us take it in perspective, right? I don't know the truth or otherwise of this allegation. Once we understand whether it's true, first of all, before opining on what the consequences are or whether it's legal or not, I would prefer to know whether or not it's true. And once we discover whether it's true or not, then we'll take it to the next stage, and I'll be able to address it at a time.
Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, says if confirmed true, the government will be demanding an explanation into the invasion of privacy and abuse of powers by the U.S. An article written by Brazilian journalists based on the leaked documents of government whistleblower Edward Snowden claims that the National Security Agency has been recording Bahamians' mobile conversations through Soma Legat, a part of its Mystic program. Addressing the media today at the Lynden Pinling International Airport, Mitchell said U.S. Charge d'Affaires John Dinkelman gave a more specific warning on May 19th about the article, whose information relates to a period around 2011.
The U.S. Charge d'Affaires John Dinkelman, he flagged the possibility of a story being released based on the leaks of the former U.S. government employee Edward Snowden. The news that there is spying and the collecting of the audio of mobile phone calls by Bahamians, by agencies of another country, is clearly startling. The facts must be determined. Otherwise, the behavior described would be clearly illegal and, on the face of it, an abuse of powers.
Now, Mitchell says government is in talks with the U.S. to determine the truth of the matter, and at this point he cannot say how the relationship between the two countries will be impacted.
Following upon the release of the story, the Bahamian Charge in Washington, D.C. contacted the U.S. Foreign Office for an explanation. We expect that Ambassador Eugene Nuri, who is the ambassador and now back in place in Washington, will meet with the U.S. Foreign Office this afternoon. Regardless of what the truth or otherwise is of this, the Bahamas would be taking a similar look at things like data protection, the security of its communications, and how those communications ought to be protected in law.